please put your hands together for the amazing Robin Tran.
Oh, stop it. No. Guys, I'm in a really great mood. I'm in the best mood I've been in a long time. For real. I know. No, I know it's not common for someone who looks like me to say that they're in a great mood, you know? Comedians? I'm talking about comedians. What do you guys think I was talking about? This is my impression of every trans person and comedian. Everything's so hard now. Sorry. Sorry. All right. Okay, now we're gonna begin the set. No. No, I'm in a great mood, and it's for a pretty embarrassing reason. It's because I got a CPAP machine. And I know it's the biggest change in my life in a long time. And it's embarrassing because it's not very glamorous. You know what I mean? Here's the three biggest changes I've had in my life, okay? In 2015, I came out as transgender, and I do not cheer. I will have them replace it with booze, and then have the audience scan all of you. This is not that kind of set. Okay. 2015, trans. At the end of 2019, I got diagnosed and medicated for my bipolar. 25 years of suicidal thoughts just vanished out of thin air. That's true. And the third one is I got a CPAP machine. Do you understand? It's not... The first two could be like a Lifetime movie. And the third one is I just like wear a mask where I look like Bane and shit, you know, like when I'm sleeping, I look like a baby elephant dying. It's not nearly. Now look, the timing of the CPAP machine could not have come at a worse time. I got the CPAP machine at the very end of October 2024, a few days before the election, okay? So I'm having the time of my life, right? And then after the election, people start checking up on me because white trans people are online going, check up on your trans friends. Hey, speak for yourself, all right? White people, whether you're white, you're trans or cis, let me speak on behalf of the whole group. People are checking up on me, not knowing the experience I've been having. Like, Robin, just wanted to check up, and I wanted to see how are you doing? And I'm like, having the time of my life. This is the best I've ever felt in my entire life. I can't believe how happy I am. I can sleep for the first time ever. Like I was saying. They're like, what? I'm like, no, hear me out. By the way, hear me out is my favorite beginning to a sentence. Because when someone says, no one ever says, hear me out, and then something sane, you know? No one ever says, hear me out, we should have lunch. It's always gonna be... Because when someone says, hear me out, that means that on some level, they know what they're saying is crazy, and they have thought it through, and then they have developed a counter argument. So they've had a courtroom debate about what they're gonna say, and you're about to hear it. You know, it's always gonna be like, hear me out. It shouldn't be illegal if it's your distant cousin, okay? It shouldn't be illegal. Hear me out. You would save a lot of money on the wedding. You only have to invite one family, okay? Just hear me out. Wow, Robin, that seemed like a very specific example that you are... All right, look, hear me out. No, sorry, hear me out. No, guys, that's a joke. I'm not into incest. I don't even like my family members as friends. I don't even like them as... I'm not a fan of my family. My family, no one raised me. My parents did not raise me. I was raised by the television. That's it. That's how I grew up. I realized that 80 to 90% of my life is just watching TV. You know? Don't say aw. It's been a great life. It's been a great life. I loved watching 90s television, network TV, you know, ABC, NBC, because they couldn't like curse, you know? So they have to like find replacement words for that. That shit always, I love that. Like, I'd watch like The Practice, like an ABC like courtroom drama, you know? And they couldn't say like fuck or have sex, right? But there would be like a case and it would be like for like necrophilia or something. And the lawyer, I'm not making this up, the lawyer would look at the defendant, they'd be like, Mr. Harrison, did you make love with a dead body? I'm like, don't say make love. Like, make love is disgusting. It would be less gross if it was like, did you fuck a corpse? That's like way less gross. No, hear me out, Your Honor. Your Honor, hear me out. I watched so much 90s TV. A lot of 90s sitcoms had a lot of tropes. My favorite trope, I don't know if you guys watched 90s sitcoms. My favorite trope is the high stakes poker game. You guys remember this trope? Yes. High stakes poker. It was in every sitcom. Saved by the Bell, The Wonder Years, Family Matters, Married with Children. And here, if you haven't seen it, this is how the trope goes, okay? It's a group of friends. They're all playing poker. Starts off like a friendly game, okay? And then it starts getting personal between two of the players, right? Like Steve Urkel and Lieutenant Murtaugh or something. They'll start getting into a dick measuring contest. It starts getting fucking serious. And this is what always happens. There's one hand where I bet 200, I bet 400. One guy goes, you know what? I'm all in. Other guy goes, oh, man, I don't have enough money. Guy goes, well, I guess I win. Other guy goes, wait a minute. And he'll like reach into a pocket and pull out like a family heirloom or like a precious mineral or something. And he'll always have a story about it, like the watch from Pulp Fiction type story. Like, this watch was my great-great-grandfather had this watch when he was shot down from a helicopter and it fell, and then the lead of the platoon came and gave it to your great-great-great-uncle who passed it down from generation to generation. And I will now bet it in poker. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And no one is reacting the way they should be reacting. No one's going like, dude, you just made this fucking weird. Do you need to go to Gambleaholics Anonymous? Because that's insane behavior. Like some guy just goes, oh, it's too rich for my blood. And you fall like, that's it. That's all. I wish they went further with it, you know? I wish they went way further. They were like, you know what? I'm all in. Oh, man, I don't have enough money. Well, I guess I win. Wait a minute. My son's insulin. I carry this on me at all times. He will die if I don't give this to him tonight. Too rich for his blood. Oh, okay. Thank you. I just wanted to do the poker. I'm done. I'm sorry. That's all I wanted to do tonight. I'm obsessed with Family Matters, the show. I love Family Matters because mine doesn't. They had a Family Matters episode about racism once. It was so fucked up. You guys ever see this episode about race? It's so... Don't be excited about it. Yes! Like Laura wanted to have like a Black History course for Black History Month, right? And then she gets a letter from a racist that like she reads out loud to Steve. you know? If you want Black history, go back to Africa. And then Steve goes, what? You know? It's such a weird, like, you're like, what? Like, it's so fucking weird to see Steve Urkel in this scene. And he's heartbroken. Urkel is heartbroken. And then she closes her locker, and someone spray painted the N-word on her locker, while Steve and Laura are horrified. Do you know how racist you have to be to call Steve Urkel the N-word? I mean, that's crazy. That's insane. He's the least Black person who's Black. He's basically Rivers Cuomo as a Black guy. Like, the actor who plays him is Jaleel White. That's how no Black stereotypes for Steve Urkel. The only thing Steve Urkel has stolen are the hearts of the American people. All right, that's as far as But right after that scene, something else happened that's disturbing. And it's disturbing just maybe for me, and maybe it's something that only I caught, okay? So the next scene, Carl and Harriet are really distraught at what their daughter just went through, right? The racism that she went through. The studio audience is very quiet during this, right? And then for some reason, they're all talking about it, and Carl goes, what the hell are they teaching the kids at that school? The 3 R's? Reading, writing, and racism? And it's silent. I've never seen a sitcom joke bomb before. Like, it's chilling. And there's a reason. When I'll go tell you guys a secret. When I was in high school, they took my class on a field trip to watch a sitcom. Okay, I was in 9th grade, and I don't know if you guys know this is how it works. Okay, they have the sitcom. They have like a comedian come out, do some jokes before the sitcom scene. Right? They leave, and then the scene starts, and then after the scene, they'll yell cut. The same comedian will go on stage and go, all right, you guys didn't laugh loud enough at that. So we're gonna keep doing the scene until you laugh loud enough. Did you guys know that this is how it works? If you go back now and listen, I can't watch old sitcoms without hearing that now. Like if I'm watching like Saved by the Bell, all I hear when I hear laughter is the sound of scared children who want to go home. That's all I want. That's all I hear now. So they couldn't just stop the scene. Guys, you guys have to laugh at reading, writing, and racism. We're gonna like stop crying and. During one of the breaks, I think it was may have been during the pandemic, I watched 10 seasons of Survivor on CBS. I watched 10 seasons of it. I learned a lot about race during that time. Okay? Now, hear me out. Okay? Hear me out. I learned that when it comes to reality TV, Black people are not as good at lying as white people are, okay? And look, I'm Asian, I'm like the referee, okay? I don't have a dog in this fucking fight. But when it comes to reality TV, white people think that having integrity is like fucking gay. Like they think it's the gayest shit. Like they hate it. Like if you watch Survivor, the white people, like they'll say the confessionals, they'll be like, did you see him buying the story about my nephew with cancer? I don't even have a nephew. Like they're like gloating about it, and white people are at home going, yeah, he knows how to play the game right. Black people are bad at lying. That's why no one believes them. White people are good at lying, so people believe them. Asians are bad at lying, but it doesn't matter because no one ever thinks we'll do anything wrong. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'll tell you a true story, okay? My Asian friend once at work, she downloaded an illegal song on her work laptop. Viruses everywhere, right? Like, she's like, oh, fuck. Like, not only can I get like fired for this, I can get like fined. This is like a legal issue at this point. I need to take this laptop home and install a program to get rid of this virus, but I can't take this laptop home. That's against the company policy. I'll get in trouble. And then she went, wait a minute, I'm Asian. And she took the laptop home and no one stopped her. No one stopped her. She just took it home. People are like, she's making that laptop even better. I bet you she's turning it into a super laptop. Now, I don't know what it is. My running theory is that nobody can tell the expressions on our faces. That's what I think. I think that every Asian is like the Mona Lisa. Like, is she smiling? Is she smirking? Is she, right? Is it she? She, right? She, he, they. And this is why on Survivor, Asians will get pretty far and then rarely win. Okay, because they'll go all this way. And then towards like when there's like 4 or 5 people left and there's like no place to hide, all of a sudden everyone just goes, hey, what's Chang still doing here? He's being sneaky. Let's get Chang off the island immediately. I'll tell you something I learned about Survivor, okay? So during the pandemic, I don't know if you guys like went through all these different diet fluctuations and weight fluctuations. So my fiance and I, for no reason in particular, we decided, you know what? We're only going to eat salads from now on for like 3 weeks. Just salads. And during this period, I thought that my depression was coming back. I thought that I had to go to a doctor. I got to readjust my medications. Like, I was getting suicidal. It was crazy. And then one day my fiance is like, babe, I think that we might just have like a protein deficiency. And I was like, fuck, I'm deeper than that. You know, you ever feel like you're deep? I am deeper than that. That can't be all this is. And I ate 1 piece of chicken and the clouds parted. I was like, what the fuck? That's all it was. I can't believe I was just hungry. That's all it was. And that's when I realized that the show Survivor is about legalized starving people to death and then watching them argue with each other. That's all the show is. And the island is a diversion to distract you from that. Because they can do the same exact show inside of a house, but then you would get too mad. You're like, there's a fucking refrigerator, right? There's inhumane. Put them on an island. No one will be none the wiser. They don't, now, I think a lot of it was for the advertising, and they don't do this as much anymore nowadays, but back then it was insane. This is the most brilliant marketing ever, okay? Because, you know, they do these challenges. You win like a reward challenge, and you always get some food as a reward, right? So they'll be like, all right, today you will win Outback Steakhouse. They're like, oh, Outback Steakhouse. Oh, Outback Steakhouse is the greatest restaurant known to man. Like, yeah, you're starving to death. You would give anything Outback Steakhouse saved my marriage. It's my new god is Outback Steakhouse. They're just really hungry. And the funny part is sometimes like they'll win a reward challenge and the host Jeff will tell them a different reward before the food. They'll be like, all right, you guys win the reward. The first thing you guys are gonna do, you're gonna give supplies to needy children. And they're just like, yeah, oh, cool. And then they're like, and then you'll have a barbecue. Yeah, barbecue! Ah, fucking barbecue! Jeff, you were making us worried about the needy children thing. We were like, can we eat the children? We were like getting fucking worried. Can we eat the children? Now, I've gone through a lot of phases in my life. And so this is the craziest thing, okay? When I stopped being depressed, right? 25 years of depression just went out of, my taste in television changed. I know this is gonna sound crazy, okay? But when my depression went away, I no longer thought that Better Call Saul was boring. Like, that's one of the first things that happened. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I'm depressed, if the thing I'm watching isn't cheering me up, I resent the show. It's like the show's fault. And I would take everything personally when I was depressed. Like, if other people liked Better Call Saul, I'd be like, they're either lying or they think I'm stupid. When I was depressed, my favorite show was 24. Okay, now a lot of you haven't seen 24. Don't watch it. I have watched it for you, but it was my favorite show. If you don't know what 24 is, every episode is nonstop action, twists and turns. The whole thing of 24 is it's all happening in real time. Every episode is 1 hour long, 24 episodes in the season, makes up one day, okay? It's about like espionage and terrorism. And if you haven't seen it, 24 is about federal agent Jack Bauer, who is a counter-terrorist, and he kills all sorts of terrorists, okay? He kills Muslims. He kills a lot of Muslims. I mean, I can't lie. That's what the show is about, okay? I'm sorry. It's the craziest. 24 is the craziest show I've ever seen. It's nonstop. Okay, this is gonna be a little dark, okay? But I was rewatching 24 like a few months ago, and so my mom died earlier this year, okay? And so there was a scene coming up where one of the characters' mom is about to die, right? And I have not watched any TV like since where a mom died, and after my mom died, I didn't know how I was gonna feel, And so after the scene happened, it didn't affect me at all because the character's mom died in a nuclear meltdown. So it didn't make me go, oh, this reminds me of the time that my mom died in a nuclear meltdown. 24 is so fucking insane. 24 is the most they'll just explain the plot back to you because they have to just in case you forgot, And it's and they don't make it smooth at all. They're just like, damn it, Chloe, don't you know that 17 canisters of the Syntox nerve gas are still missing and that Christopher Henderson's our only lead to finding this or else thousands of people will die? No, Jack, I did not forget that 70 canisters of the Syntox nerve gas are missing and that we don't find this in Christopher Henderson. But I'm so depressed. I'm watching 17 canisters of the Syntox nerve gas are missing and they need to just or will die. So 24 is also very on the nose. There's no subtlety in 24. And so they did this thing. After regular 24 ended, they tried to do a spin-off of 24 with new characters, and they tried to make a liberal 24. And it was even worse than the conservative 24. Okay? So in liberal 24, new main character is a black person, and there is a Mexican person running for the president. There's a gay couple that's prominently featured, and the enemies are still Muslim. They gotta take you gotta take what brought you to the dance, okay? That's. I have you don't want to hear impressions? I have an impression, but I don't know. This is like what a bad comic does. But I'm like, guys, I'm trans. I didn't know the rules of stand-up comedy. I have an imitation. Hold on. This is so stupid. Federal agent, let me see your hands. Thank you. Let me see your hands. Are you making love to that dead body? All right. Watch a lot of TV. Never a fan of horror films. A lot of people love horror films. For me, being raised Asian was scary enough. Just it was a horrifying experience. I mean, just a lot of anxiety. Do you guys ever have Does your own imagination ever scare you? You ever scare yourself? Yes. Okay, so this is what happens when I'm watching if I'm rewatching like a scary scene, like a scene that I've seen before, right? Like the killer is chasing down a character that's gonna get killed, and I know that they get killed, right? And I've seen this like 5 times, right? And every time I watch it, and the murderer is chasing the victim, I think to myself, God, I hope she gets away. And then I'll go, but wait a minute. If she does, that's even scarier. Because that will have meant that I have entered into an alternate universe where she lives, causing a butterfly effect of the rest of my life. So now I'm watching the scene and I'm scared that she won't be killed. And so I'm watching the scene with people and I'm going, oh, I hope they kill her. They're like, what did you say? No, hear me out. If she gets away, hear me out, just hear me out. I'll say something about horror film fans that I'm jealous of. So you guys are a lot of horror film fans here? I'll tell you, one thing I'm very jealous of with horror film fans, okay, is that I love dark humor, and we don't get the same leeway as you fucking psychopaths. Like, we just don't get as much leeway, okay, of what you like, okay? It's not fair. Like, I saw Barbarian, okay? I like Barbarian, right? But if you like Barbarian, no one ever goes, do you condone forced adult breastfeeding? Do you condone it? Condemn it now! But with dark jokes, you have to condemn everything, even though it's words. It's just like fiction, you know? It's just fiction to me. Like, here's an example of a dark joke, okay? Like, what did the blind kid get for Christmas? Cancer. See? Dark joke, right? It's fiction. It's not a real kid. See? But you gotta condemn this dark joke. You gotta condemn this joke like it's Hamas, okay? You gotta condemn it. Condemn this joke now. By the way, I'm not a Republican, okay? This is what a lot of Republican comedians say to this, right? You can't tell dark jokes anymore. Here's the difference, okay? Those conservative comedians, they don't tell dark jokes. They have gay podcast discussions, okay? There's a difference, okay? Their whole thing is like, do you think the cancer should be subsidized? Shut the fuck up. Boring piece of shit. They don't know what dark humor is. It would be like if somebody said, I like horror films. I like the horror films where like somebody gets murdered and it's real. I'm like, no, that's a snuff film, you dumbass. An Anthony Jeselnik special, horror film. The Joe Rogan Experience, snuff film, okay? That's what it is. Except boring and less funny, okay? I condemn every joke that I've told. I condemn everything that I've said tonight. And if you're offended by anything I've said tonight, you can go make love to yourselves. Okay? I'm Robin Tran. Thank you guys so much.